Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. Guys, it's go time. I can't be more bullish, and we are about to enter into what I believe is going to be the biggest opportunity in history for the average person to make life-changing gains and change their financial future. Now, two things could stop that. I don't want to get into that in this video. That's a black swan, and that's number 45, which is Trump not winning this election. Outside of that, guys, it's go time. Now, that being said, if you're tired of misinformation and people just flat out lying to you every single day to have you, watch their channel and it helps them grow their channel, well, you're going to love this video. Now, at one time, I owned all the ISO20022 compliant tokens. I pretty much sold almost every one of them, and I will be getting rid of the last two that I still own. That being said, I'm here to tell you that 99% of all information that you've ever been told about the ISO tokens was straight up BS. And I'm going to walk you through what real research looks like. And guys, this isn't a debate. It's not really debatable. And I'm going to show you some real research, some facts of what the new ISO 222 infrastructure looks like. It's already been launched. Now, I've made countless videos, and I'll leave a link at the end of this video so that you can watch those videos. Now, before we dive into it, just hear me out for a second, because this is a lot of alpha. And if you don't want to get wrecked, and if you take your money serious and you own like XRP, XLM, HBAR, LINK, IOTA, Algorand, Quant, you need to watch this video. And believe me, if you can correct me that I'm wrong, I'll make a video. I challenge anyone to correct what I say is wrong, because it has merit. Now, I want to give you a metaphor. The biggest blowout in NFL history was the San Francisco 49ers when they played the Denver Broncos. Now, it was a blowout 55-10. Now, imagine me being a commentator of that Super Bowl, and it's halftime. It was 30-3. San Francisco was winning. And other commentators not only said that the Broncos were going to come back, they actually said that the Miami Dolphins or the New York Giants were going to win. You know how stupid that would sound? Well, that's exactly like it sounds with all these influencers who pump these tribal tokens, these ISO tokens. They don't have a clue. Guys, we are well into the roadmap and the transformation of the so-called banking reset. It started 3 months ago, and they are moving trillions of dollars through the new SWIFT infrastructure with the legacy banks. And guess what? Your favorite ISO token hasn't been pumping. And guess what else? It's probably not going to, because you've been lied to. And everything you know is really just misinformation. The odds are, if you've bought XRP, XLM, or Quant, or Algorand, or any of those tokens, you probably bought them based on misinformation or a flat-out lie. That being said, hear me out. I know I just triggered a lot of people. They hate facts, and they call everything FUD. Well, it's your money, guys. But if you are like me and you take your money serious, don't lie to me. Don't sugarcoat my money. So tell me the good, the bad, and ugly so I can at least have a chance to make money in this opportunity. So hit the like button, hit the unlike button. I don't care. But hear me out. Just clear your mind for about 10 minutes, and let's get into what's really going on with the ISO tokens. Did I say hit that like button? All right. Guys, like I said, I once owned all the ISO tokens. 2.5 years ago when I first got into crypto, I believed all the hype. And I saw charts like this, and they showed the new financial system. Guys, it was everywhere. All these influencers were pumping nothing but straight ISO. And that chart right there on the screen has nothing, and I mean nothing to do with SWIFT and ISO and the future of banking. Someone just made it up. And not only did someone make it up, but almost every influencer out there used it in a video, and some are still spreading this chart. Now, I'll be honest, I was guilty, and I thought that was a truthful chart. This is an article. There were countless articles based on that chart. Well, let's look at what real non-biased research looks like. And the reason I know this so well is because at that point, I own XRP, actually one of my best swing trades ever. XRP was trading at like 20, 25 cents. I built a bag, and I was planning on the original announcement to sell my tokens. It was a swing trade. I bought, I don't know, probably average 22, 23 cents, and I sold right at 80 cents when the announcement came out. It was a great trade. I trade XRP almost every day, so I keep my pulse on the market. And the reason I really uncovered all this misinformation was because I wanted to put some real money into XRP. So I didn't just study XRP, I studied Ripple's business model. And then I uncovered how Ripple uses XRP. And they use their supply to sell onto the retail market and fund the future of Ripple, which is a phenomenal company. And then they use their supply like a commodity to create services that use their supply, and they charge them accordingly, and they make billions of dollars doing that. So if you understand that not one of Ripple's customers own or buy retail XRP, they pay Ripple to use their supply, you'll understand why XRP is at the price it is, and why it didn't make a new all-time high in the last bull run, and the odds are, the probabilities, it won't in this bull run. Now, this is not about XRP. If you're still with me, stay with me. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but that's okay. I'm not here for the people that don't want to be educated. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. But we are going to talk about Chainlink and HBAR. Now, let's go down a real journey of what non-biased research looks like. And believe me, guys, I didn't like dumping all my bags, and I lost money with most of those projects. Some I made money, and right now I probably just broke even thanks to the money I made in XRP. All right, let's get into it. Now, if you go to this article of Chainlink, way back to 2017, it talked about their roadmap, and it talked about smart contracts and how they were going to tie messaging in to smart contracts. They talk about atomic settlement. They talk about SWIFT partners, data provider for cross-protocol TRI-FI. They talk about how cross-border payments and all that's going to work. That was in 2017. Well, the people that didn't understand it or didn't even care to understand it turned that into the ISO tokens, and like XRP is going to rule the world and overthrow SWIFT. It was just a flat out lie, guys. Bear with me, I'm going to prove that to you. But I would recommend go back and do some research from the beginning. Now, these articles are from like 2021. There's an introduction to the ISO. There's the transition video from SWIFT, how they're going to move $1.2 quadrillion, right? They talk about how the payments are going to work. They talk about a lot of stuff. Talk about how it ties into the Fed, how the new infrastructure is going to work, how payments are going to work in cross-border. The information was there, but the influencers spun that into one big lie. Now, let's talk reality. SWIFT is a messaging network that facilitates money transfers, while atomic settlement is a blockchain-based approach to settlement. Now, this is the roadmap that they had announced for the new banking infrastructure. And they tied together blockchain, atomic settlement, and messaging. That is the future. Guys, this isn't debatable. This is not me guessing. This is factual research if you actually do some non-biased research. And research is not going to your favorite influencer and listening to 3 videos and thinking that, for instance, XLM and XRP are going to be a huge relevant part of the new banking infrastructure. Because quite frankly, guys, we're there, we're launched, and they're not remotely relevant. And actually, as far as smart contracts, XRP doesn't even have that yet, but yet they're moving trillions of dollars a day with the new infrastructures, with the power players that use SWIFT every day, like the JP Morgans of the world. I can feel the crying and the hate right now, but keep going, guys. I can't save you all, and I say that with love. But now, here's the future, and I'm going to simplify if you just give me a minute. I just want to back it up with some real information. This is from SWIFT. It says, at the core of our solution is DLT and smart contract layer, which maintains consistent records and transactions. Now, I know a lot of people go, oh, well, this bank uses Ripple, or this bank does this, and they have these guys. Stop it. That's a lie. It doesn't matter if they're using it or not. Ripple is not a relevant part of the new banking system. That's just a flat out fact. Now, bear with me. All right, this is what it's going to look like, guys. They've created the infrastructure, the future of payments for the big money, the trillions of dollars that's going to move around with tokenized assets. Everyone knows that is the hot market, tokenized assets. Everything is going to be tokenized. Well, for instance, JP Morgan tokenizes billions of dollars a day through the repo market. That's where the big financial players go to borrow temporary money, to make it extremely simple. Now, unless some new technology comes out tomorrow, because things could change on that front, is atomic settlement is the future. And the settlement and the remittance and all of that and messaging is one big thing. It's all going to be one thing. It's going to be a smart contract. So here's what it looks like. You basically tokenize money. If someone's going to send $1 billion somewhere or pay an invoice, they will tokenize that money. And then it will have all of these messages about what it's for, and if this happens and this happens and this happens and when and all that, then we will make that transaction, right? So on the other side, it's saying we are expecting this payment, and it will be for this, this, and this. And if this happens and that happens at this time, we will accept that payment, and it's done. And so now it's turned into a smart contract or an NFT or one and the same, and you will have the gateway of Chainlink that is going to provide that, right? And then you'll have a DLT ledger. And I know people are going to say, well, that's the XRPL. No, there's countless ledgers. At some point, it may be a part of ISO, but it won't be a relevant part. Now, here's what happens, and this is what atomic settlement looks like. It will go through the Chainlink gateway. Now, Hedera, I can document this, and it may not be every single settlement, but it is a big part of the future of banking. Not like you think. It has a consensus mechanism. That consensus mechanism works with Chainlink. So Chainlink's the gateway, and then there will be a ledger in the middle, countless ledgers, and the Hedera consensus mechanism goes through each contract and says, is this ready and proven to be in like the money and it to be on the other side of the transaction? And then it happens. And guys, in the future, it can happen or be originated from any ISO token, right? Any ISO rail. But as you can see, SWIFT is the infrastructure through the legacy banks, through FedNow, through the repo market. It's all going to go through the same system that they use now. Don't let anyone kid you. Look, tokenized assets, CBDC'S, whatever they come up with is going to be part of SWIFT's new infrastructure. And again, guys, it's already launched. Now, check this out. If you want some real information, just Google SWIFT and the ISO launch. JP Morgan, go to their website, guys. It talks about the first 120 days live of what they've experienced. You can scroll down and they will tell you about the adoption that's having. They will tell you about like this right here, JP Morgan executive on ISO200, the future payments. They talk about it, guys. And this is not a JP Morgan thing. This is a SWIFT legacy bank infrastructure thing. The money's been moving around for 100 years through this infrastructure. And I believe SWIFT's like maybe 75 years old, at least 50 years old. They have upgraded. They have all the customers. So tokenized assets, payments, everything is going to go through SWIFT. Now, here is what it looks like with Chainlink. It shows you all the banks. It shows the gateway. Obviously, Ethereum's involved. And this is instant settlement. This is a real chart. Now, I want to talk about Chainlink and Hedera. Now, I often have this debate, which I'll be honest, I was having the debate for 2 years, and I didn't even understand that we were debating two different things. Because for my money and my investing, I personally only invest bull run to bull run. And before I allocate money, I'm looking for the best investment. And somehow people argue the fact that the best utility or, the fastest chain is the best investment. And guys, that is so naive. I mean, it's actually laughable. I'm looking for the best investment. And if you're hodling, you are almost guaranteed to wreck yourself. Now, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. I'm talking about altcoins. Because 98%, if not 99.9% of all altcoins are going to disappear. They're not stocks. They're commodities. And they are very volatile. And if you're not paying yourself along the way in the bull run, you're just going to get wrecked, guys. And you're going to watch, hopefully, your portfolio explode. Maybe turn 10,000 into 150,000. Heck, maybe even 1 million. But if you don't take those profits, you're going to ride that 10,000 all the way back down to probably 3 and hope and pray for another 5 years to come where most of them, 90% of all projects from 2017 and 18 did not make a new all-time high in the last bull run. And it's going to be less and less every bull run because of pure competition. Now, if you don't understand tokenomics, you're also going to wreck yourself. People talk about crypto like they're stocks and that market cap doesn't matter. market cap matters. And you know what matters more than anything? Tokenization. Tokenomics. Guys, why is Bitcoin so valuable? Because they can't print it, right? Just like the US dollar. Why does it keep going down? Because they print money. Well, that's what tokenomics tell you. And all these projects, guys, that are not fully diluted, they're just printing tokens basically to dump on you. The foundations or the corporations or whoever have big supplies and they just dump. So therefore, even if they have that demand, it's got to outproduce the dumping, right? It's just like, you could have a car lot and sell 3 times more cars than you did last year. But if they made 1,000 times more cars, your profit is going to go way down, if that makes any sense. Now, if you don't understand tokenomics, a good place to start is for free. It's called Messari, MESSARI.io. Go there, and we're going to take a look at Chainlink. Now, I want you to think about something, guys. In the start of the last bull run in 2020-21, before everything heated up, there was only 350 million tokens in circulation for Chainlink. Guess how many there are today? 608 million. So what is that? 85% increase. So for Chainlink to hit a new all-time high, it doesn't have to have the same demand that it did in the last bull run. It has to have basically double to take out that all-time high. Now, that being said, could it take out the all-time high? Absolutely. Do I think it will? I think it might by a little bit. But not only is the tokenomics and the dumping for the last 3 years, 4 years, is that going to kill the price? When they had 350 million in 2021, they didn't have any competitors. There wasn't a Pith or an Axler or any of the major players eating up their opportunity. So guys, be careful and do with this information as you will, but study tokenomics. And once you understand tokenomics, you will be able to weed out all the stupid things people tell you, like $10,000 XRP and that Ripple doesn't dump. They dump, and mathematically, you will never, ever remotely see a $10,000 XRP, or at least not in the next 50 years if somehow it sticks around. You'll never see a $1,000 XRP, and you'll probably never see a $100 XRP. I would be surprised in the next 10 years if we ever remotely see a $10 XRP. For whatever that's worth, and guys, that's not FUD, that's called math and tokenomics. Now, at these prices, I have no doubt you could stack ILINK with all the adoption it has and maybe get 3, 4, 5x. No doubt. And I'll say this, guys, as far as adoption and real world utility, there's a few projects that you could debate, like Base and its ecosystem with Coinbase or JP Morgan's coin or something like that. But when it comes to pure utility, ILINK has the most adoption with pure utility, especially when it comes to the ISO tokens. It has partnerships and is the gateway to countless projects. Now, 10 years from now, maybe there's new competitor, new technology, and that will change. But the point about that is, guys, when you're charging like 0.000 of a penny, it still doesn't make that much money. It has to do trillions and trillions of transactions to justify its market cap, for whatever that's worth. Now, bear with me because I'm going to tell you how this is still bullish at the end. Now, as much as I love HBAR, and I own it, it's one of the biggest bags I stacked in the last bull run. I still own Chainlink and HBAR. But look at this, guys. In the start of the last bull run, there was only about 872 million HBARs in circulation. So while I was stacking, because I really didn't understand tokenomics at the time, they were just dumping and dumping and dumping. Now there's 37 billion tokens. So HBAR is going to have to absolutely explode its adoptions by, what is that, a 4x? A 4x to hit a new all-time high. If it didn't have that dilution, it would probably get to $2, $2.50. So basically, let's just say $2.50 is equivalent to the new adoption that HBAR has to have to take out its all-time high. That's just the way tokenomics work. So for anyone that tells you market cap doesn't matter or tokenomics doesn't matter, you should stop listening to them. You should actually laugh at them, but delete them, because if they don't understand that and can't explain to you why it matters, or haven't explained it to you, guys, they're just not that smart, and they're going to get you wrecked. Now, let's look at the HBAR chart. Now, again, guys, as far as real world utility, HBAR is firing on all cylinders. I really believe Chainlink and HBAR might be the future. One of those, 1% of projects that actually make it. That being said, until they're both fully diluted, there's no demand to make these really pump. Now, also, something to think about, guys. These projects are not stocks. They don't make money. They're commodities. I used to be a licensed commodity trader. You need to trade these projects like commodities. They run on cycles, and pretty much, now that's just the majority of them, on cycles and news events. Just like if you get a freeze in Florida in the winter for orange juice, it's going to explode. If you don't take those profits, well, you're going to lose every bit of those profits. Now, that being said, guys, it's crypto. There's so much misinformation. Retail doesn't understand it. And when we get altcoin season, any project you own that has any legitimacy at all can absolutely rip. Now, how high can they rip? That's the question. Now, I highly recommend, and this is not financial advice, get your initial investment back as soon as possible on a 2 or 3x. Then you'll be in the 10% club, right? 90% of all people that invest in crypto lose money, and that's going to get bigger and bigger. Well, once you got that initial investment out, you can't lose, guys. You're in the 10% club. And then you pay yourself all through altcoin season. When it starts to rip, just keep taking profits, keep taking profits, keep taking profits. And if you're looking to hodl and you didn't get your initial investment out, you will definitely be in that 90% that lose money. That being said, if you want to have the probabilities, which is what I play, look for new projects with the hot sector. See that banking reset and all that? That was a 2017, 2021 hyped up narrative. It's dead. The banking reset has already happened. Even though influencers tell you, oh, well, Swift, you still have to 2025 in November for all the ISO partners to be involved. Yeah, those are the stragglers, the irrelevant players to be involved. The reset has happened. And the same people, the legacy banks, Wall Street, and the governments pick winners and losers. They have their own roadmaps. And if you've done any research at all, which I can tell you guys is hilarious, when I make comments like on this video, people tell me, oh, you haven't done any research. You don't know what Ripple is doing. You don't know what XLM is doing. You don't know what Quant's doing. Yeah, I know exactly what they're doing, but I also know what their competitors do. Now, I want to tell you one last thing. I know I'm rambling, but this is straight alpha. Guys, tokenized assets is one of those sectors. For this bull run, again, what I was saying, buy new projects that's never experienced a bull run in one of these four narratives, or all of them: gaming, real world assets, AI, and if you have the risk tolerance, meme coins. Those projects are going to rip the most. That's the biggest risk reward you get. And if they have bad tokenomics, that's fine. That will not stop a project from ripping its first bull run, because they are going to let those things rip. But make no mistake about it, when you have projects like Ondo and the Athea, I believe it is, countless others that have low token circulating supply, they are going to dump at the end of this bull run, and they're going to dump all during the bear market. And you don't want to ride out that pain. Trust me. We have regulation, and once we get regulation, Wall Street and all these big boys like Google and Microsoft and BlackRock and JP Morgan, they're all going to be launching competitors to whatever it is, whether it's cloud storage, DeFi, TriFi, you name it. And the future, for the most part, the dominant players are going to be the same players now, and you're not going to need a token, just like Base. Perfect example, just like JP Morgan. Those are two powerhouses, no token needed. Now remember, guys, if the majority were right, the majority would be rich. And the majority of people watching this video are headed down the road to being that 90% or lose money, because they are listening to people that just tell them what they want to hear. I'm not here just to grow my channel. I do my research for me, and I share with my community. I want you to make money. It's the biggest opportunity in history. But there's dumb money and there's smart money. And smart money don't hodl, they take profits. Now, if you need some help, guys, I do one-on-one coaching. It's only $250 for 3 Zoom or phone calls. We can answer questions for you, get you understanding how to understand tokenomics, get you to understanding of how to compare projects, what to look for, how to dollar cost average in, how to dollar cost average out, and most importantly, when and how to take profits. If you need some help, guys, I'll leave a link down below. Reach out. But again, guys, no matter what, take profits or you'll become the profits. That's all I got. I know I get rambling, but it's a lot of information and it's a lot of alpha. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button and share with like-minded people. But no matter what, guys, if you're tired of being lied to, subscribe and be part of this community. Take care.